Yeah, yeah. Uh, Raider Nation in the building. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation is in the house, is in the building. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, I had to take a week off. Just a little bit too much politics for me for last week. Of course, I am going to have to touch on it a tad. Um, there's no way you can not discuss the elephant in the room, which is our boy Gruden getting popped. It is what it is. This is gonna be a packed show today, man. I got a lot to talk about today. Like I said, I'm gonna cover a little bit of both weeks, get back into the swing of things. First things first, y'all know we got those Eagles, so your boy is rocking that Ronnie Lott today, which means I'll be in the building with Ronnie Lott on Sunday. Hoping we punch somebody in the mouth when it comes to playing what we play, doing what we do defensively. Another thing I can't wait to talk about. Defense is insane. So again, let's take care of some housekeeping. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Smack that like button. I got to get back to doing what I'm supposed to say here. Yeah, don't forget to smack that like button. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Appreciate that. I do have another dark beer today. Dark beers is getting to be winter. Of course, like I say, I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to my one of my favorite spots, the Growler Bar, which is local. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, right off the bat, Jon Gruden. I got mixed emotions, mixed feelings. I had, through all of it. Am I mad that he's gone? No. I'm not gonna and it could be short-sighted, right? It could be one of those things where I'm saying that now because we won. But no, I really feel this way, meaning that for all we know, he could have been the problem when it comes to some of that inconsistency in the play calling. Let's be real. Play calling was not always great. And we don't know how that all really worked out from the respect of how that was passed down to us, meaning the information. Now Carr having a little more leeway to make changes in plays, right? With Greg Olson. It's different, man. I don't know. So that's gonna be tough, tough to call and figure out. But what I can tell you is, I mean, this is not a political show. This is not anything along those lines. I'm not trying to get into any of those conversations. But what I absolutely will say is cancel culture is crazy right now. I feel bad for our kids. They can't make a single mistake. I don't know about y'all, but if you're anything like me, I made several mistakes, quite a few of them, which I'm sure would have got me canceled today. So, with that being said, that's just how I feel about that. So, I'm glad we get that elephant out of the room. The whole Jon Gruden thing. It is what it is. Then the Bears, right? Oh man. That was a tough loss, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was the first time in the stadium that, man, it just the magic was not there. I mean, the city was flooded by Bears fans. It was the last thing I expected to see was more orange and blue than black. And you got to be honest, that's just what it was. It was terrible from the start. It was just pretty awful. I don't know. But a positive, um, which I'll get to when it comes to that game, was a new seating area that I discovered, which I kind of already knew about. But it's the final piece of the puzzle, in my opinion, for knowing all the nooks and crannies of the stadium, which I am definitely going to do way more in depth stuff on as the year goes on. But yeah, I found a VIP section, and the VIP section consists of having a ticket in the club seat section C134. So yes, if you want VIP status, no matter what row seat you have, it must reside in section C 134. And then you have access to a downstairs area where I believe food and drinks are included in that ticket price. And you're level with the playing field, if you will. And it looks pretty cool. I could only see but so much where my seats were. I was sitting in section C135, row 4, seat 4, which I absolutely loved. I was right up against a little glass wall, right at the 40-yard line. Only three people that could sit next to me, only three people in front. And that was the only row in front of that section. So that was outstanding. Seats were amazing. Found this new section, so I know how to go about getting VIP now in the stadium. So that's awesome. All right. Put that loss behind us. Let's move forward, man. Let's talk about this week. I got a lot to unpack. Yeah, so for the people that do know me, this was obviously at Mile High, man. This stadium, it's an older stadium and right relative to the ones that we've been going to. And as you know, Donkeys are my most hated team due to my roommate in college being from Thornton, and I'm having to deal with that. So, we played ball together as well. But yeah, so I have a special place for Denver just in general. I've been going to Denver, Colorado since 1993, 95, 96. Yeah, 96. 95, 96. So you're talking a long time. I've seen this city go from very small to very large over the last few decades. And, the stadium, I want to get the bad stuff out the way first and foremost. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. Seriously, if you're bringing your children downtown to downtown Denver, anywhere, try your absolute best to stay away from Union Station. If you want to talk about an absolute cesspool, here in Austin, there are a lot of people that complain about the homeless. I don't think anyone would say a peep if they saw what Denver, Colorado downtown Union Station looks like right now. It was way past appalling. I It was horrible. There's no two ifs, ands, buts, or what's about it. Knowing what I know now, even the 14th Street Mall, very sad. This is, and again, this is not something that I ever would have expected to see in Denver, Colorado. Um, it's really really bad. It's a very very bad problem. Unfortunately, my son and I had to use the restroom, and we did that at Union Station. And I think anybody that knows what I'm talking about knows. And I don't think it matters what day, what time of day. It is terrible. You're talking homeless people and drugs and in the bathrooms. I'm talking crack pipes, heroin. It's all right there up front and personal. And these people are laying in this stuff. They're laying in the floors in the bathrooms. You have to step over them to go to the urinals. It. I mean, my seeing my son's face with that smell, I'll never forget that. We obviously all lose our innocence at some point, but this was absolutely a big time eye opener for him and I both. Denver, Colorado has a major problem. If I were in leadership in that town, I would literally shut down Union Station, flat out, shut it down, completely close it, yellow tape it off, no more. 16th Street Mall, again, I knew it was a problem when we couldn't just use a regular public bathroom in any of the stores because they didn't have them. They didn't exist, right? While you have a bunch of homeless people laying all up and down the sidewalks and the streets, didn't matter what time of day. And this is one of the prevalent spots. I don't think you understand. And the reason I'm saying this and putting this out there and putting it on blast is because my boy is born and raised there, and he really has a problem with it as well. He asked me to put it on blast. So again, this is one of those particular videos, if you will, when it comes to really bringing people's awareness to what's going on. Denver, downtown Denver needs an absolute complete change. Again, knowing what I know now, and again, that's the other thing that I've learned from all these travels and going to these stadiums. Something that I think is needed or would be useful for a lot of people is a guide, a real in-depth guide on everything when it comes to what you can do at the stadium, what makes sense. And I'm going to do that for this. I just had to get this bad part out, unfortunately, because I don't want any other parents that are bringing their small kids, thinking that it's a typical downtown. It's not. They got some major work to do. They need to be put on blast big time. I mean, they have a lot of tax money coming in, right, from medical marijuana, from recreational marijuana. They've been boasting about a lot of programs and things which we thought were doing well. At least I did personally, and I'm just not sure. Um, I don't know what else to say about that. It was really sad. I really felt sad. That's the easiest way to put that because that is not the Denver I know. That's not the Denver I've been going to for over 20 years. And I don't think I'd ever go downtown, as the locals don't, because of the way it is. And something needs to be done about it. So, hey, if somebody from Colorado is listening to this that has any kind of power, hey, please do. I don't mind. Ping me, hit me up. I'm letting you know right now that was a terrible eye opener. Very bad stain for the city. To the point where if I didn't know what I knew about Colorado, I absolutely would not see myself ever moving or living there. But I know that's not Colorado. I know that's not Denver. I know that's not the outer line, right? It's just not what it is, but it's what it's become. So that's sad. And I just wanted to make sure I spent enough time to really, reflect and give what's necessary for somebody to go and do their own homework, right? Just go down there by yourself once. Go check out Union Station. Go see what's going on. I don't think you're gonna think it's something that should be a norm. And at this point in time for downtown Colorado, it's a norm and it needs to be cleaned up. The one good thing I will say about it is the fact that apparently there are going to be some things on the docket on the bill for people to vote, which you would absolutely hope and expect that will make change. So, I'm glad I got that out the way. Now let's talk about the good stuff, right? Again, I absolutely hate the donkeys. We all know it. I know a lot of other Raider fans hate the Chiefs, right? We all have our arch rival. My arch rival is the Donkeys. I cannot stand the Donkeys. So yeah, this stadium for being this young, old, pretty badass. My son and I brought my son for the first time this year, or for his first NFL game. It was amazing, actually. It was exactly what I kind of expected and even better. The absolute great thing about it was transportation. And again, this is why I say Denver they do things right. So I mean, straight off the airplane, you just walk and you hit the light rail. And the light rail takes you smack dab downtown. Unfortunately, it's Union Station, and I already had that conversation. But basically, it makes it super easy, right? I didn't get a hotel for the whole day. My son and I, we actually went to California actually that Saturday. I went to a game to a San Diego Mesa Junior College, right? My alma mater game, and yep, we won it. Whoop whoop against Saddleback. So I think we're ranked like number 7th in the country right now. But anyways, we went there first, flew out first thing in the morning Sunday, arrived in Denver at 10 a.m. The game was at 2:30, so we got in at 10 a.m. Took the light rail. Took us about 20-30 minutes to get downtown to Union Station. Then we just walked around, walked up to 14th or 16th Street Mall, 14th Street, whatever it is. Did a little bit of shopping. I bought some Raiders socks. They got a pretty nice sports fans a store, right? Kind of in the heart of where you walk around, which was really, really cool. Bought some stuff out of there. Got my son some Raider gear for the game. Didn't realize he had a jersey. Didn't wear that. We'll save that for another one. But yeah, that was pretty good when it comes to that part. The bus system that brings you all over again. So what I was really, really impressed with is getting moving around. Didn't use the Uber a single one time, cab, none of that. All public transportation, clean, just excellent. It's by far the best system I've come across when it comes to all the cities, big cities. I mean, it's not a big city, right? Like a New York or anything. But as far as getting around, perfect. Like I said, we didn't use a Uber, any of that stuff, and got everywhere we needed to the whole entire day from 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, we didn't have anywhere to store our bags either, our backpacks. So that brings us to the stadium. It's pretty cool. You get off, you walk across this bridge. They got these tunnels. It's overlooking the stadium. I will absolutely post all this footage at some point. But it's really cool. It's a really excellent atmosphere. I mean, I couldn't have asked for better when it comes to what you expect, what you want. The banner back and forth with the fans. It was pretty nice on the way up. The thing I loved is they actually had lockers, bin box, or I can't remember what it actually was as far as the service. Of course, it's lockers with smart tech, which is pretty cool. You scan a QR code, it allows you to pick and choose a locker. You pay for it, the locker pops open. So we stuffed our bags in right before we got into the stadium, so we didn't have to worry about that, figure out where to leave bags and so forth. So that was pretty cool. Get into the stadium again. It's not one of the newer stadiums, but still, everything was awesome. Plenty of concession stands. We never waited in line for a lot. The fans were actually way more friendly than I expected. I thought it would get pretty nasty, and in some instances it did, but people found a way to handle themselves. So it wasn't too bad. The seats were absolutely outstanding, perfect, 50-yard line. One of the coolest things about this stadium, and it is the only stadium that does this, and that is they have jumpmen. So right before the beginning of the first quarter, before they do all the festivities and so forth, they have these four guys that jump out of a plane from who knows how high, and they all land on the field, and it is badass. I gotta admit. Again, I have this footage. I do expect to post this stuff, but I was impressed. My son Ty enjoyed it. Again, this was his first game. He absolutely loved it. Yeah, and it was electric. The fans were electric. Everything was electric. The events they put on, they had the Bronco, the girl riding the Bronco, the cheerleader, everything was on point. I couldn't have asked for anything better for this particular game. The one other thing that I was really excited about being there and had no clue that this was happening was the unveiling of Steve Atwater. We all know Steve Atwater. Man, how do you not like football and not know Steve Atwater? Atwater killed people's careers. Christian Okoye is the number one career I remember killing. I mean, the guy hit that man coming up in the whole mano e mano, and that man was never the same. In fact, I don't even know if he played after that year, let alone a year or two later. But yeah, it was great to see him, his family, see him get his number unveiled and all that stuff in the stadium. Same thing goes for Mike Shanahan. Apparently, he had he had something. He had an unveiling as well. I think it was a logo or something next to it, but it was pretty cool. I was happy to see that for them, their fans. Again, like I say, I'm a football fan, just period. Even when it comes to the teams that I hate, when you're good, you're good. And let me tell you, Atwater, I'll remember Atwater forever. That he's hands down, one of my all-time favorite safeties ever. It's weird. Yes, I was a running back, but I dig defense. I love the fact that people, that's why I love the Raiders, right? We had that attitude. Man, hey, we might lose, but we hurting somebody. Y'all not gonna want to play us again the next time we want to play. Y'all not gonna want to do that. You're not coming across me. That's the stuff that I love. So yeah, that was that was pretty cool to get to see, for their fans and so forth, as well as Steve Atwater and his family. Part of a little bit of history there. So yeah, I got all of that stuff on tape, on my GoPro. Stadium again, like I said, I didn't walk around too much. I kind of really honestly stayed on our side. There was not really much from that respect, right? Again, it's a little older, so they don't have a whole bunch of things to go off and see. One thing I will say though that they have again, which I thought was super cool, they have a big, huge wall of all of the helmets of every high school in all of Colorado. Again, super badass. Yeah, I really enjoyed the stadium. I love the stadium. I thought it was cool. It had all the character and things you would expect, unlike the dumpster fire we all know called SoFi. Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, please make that go viral and go back and watch that. I'm still livid, and I actually talked to my cousin today, who was an attorney, and gave him all the details. I'm hoping there's something that can be done about that. We paid for VIP and didn't get it. Not gonna harp on that. Gonna move forward. So yeah, now let's get into the game, right? I knew we were going to win this game. I honestly knew we were going to win this game. And I told everybody, I said, we're going to either blow them up or get blown up. One out of the two. My biggest fear was that they knew how to game plan for us when it comes to their offense. Teddy Bridgewater is not going to win any games for you, meaning, doing anything crazy. But he's definitely not going to lose any games for you either. And that's a little caveat that I have to discuss because I have to be honest. He missed 3 TDs. I'll just keep it 100. He flat out missed 3 TDs, and I still don't understand how he missed those. But yeah, I knew we were gonna come out like gangbusters. And again, I was fearful of their game plan offensively. And I have to admit, talking to the homie, I feel bad for him because I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. I have no idea, but they're not good. I didn't agree with anything that I saw for them on offense for the most part. A couple of things they did well, but they should have blown up our middle. I believe they should have ran the ball up the middle. That kid Williams is pretty special. He's a good running back. Again, I hate to admit it, but damn, watching him play, that was impressive as well. He's going to be something to have to deal with for the next 5 years or so if he stays healthy. So again, good kudos to the Broncos and having that. But they didn't run the ball in the middle. They didn't do the things they were supposed to do. They started out okay. But clearly we took over, and we took over easy. Going back to the whole Gruden and right Olsen and and how things turned out offensively. It was one of the best offensive games we've had all year against the third ranked best passing defense in the league. That's not a coinky dink, in my opinion. If there's anything we've all been complaining about, here and there when it comes through these games, is the play calling on offense. And that not really, holding. And it's not really, conducive to what weapons we have and opening it up and making things go down. I just didn't understand that, and after this game, hearing the fact that Olsen is given uh Carr 100% of audibles and whatever he wants when it comes to changing plays and doing things straight off the rip and completely improvising. I mean, I think it all showed. We have two of the top receivers, I believe, in the top five for 20 plus yards is per catch, which is kind of a big deal. Both on the same team. Jacobs, I think he's still hurt. I think he came back way too soon. I wish we'd still sit him, but hey, it's just me. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's not looking to be sat either, right? He's got fans to please. He's got fantasy people, right? He's got money to make, incentives. I get it. So he wants to get out there, but he's not right, and you can see he's not right. Kenyon Drake, he earned his bread, right? Are you kidding me? And that's the thing. These are the things we can do. Our sole issue offensively, in my opinion, is our offensive line. Yeah, if we can find a way to either trade and or draft offensive linemen for the next 2 to 3 years and do that well and keep the pieces that we have, which is not going to be easy, right? I mean, between Jalen Richard, Drake, Jacobs, Ruggs, Edwards, Waller. We got two other tight ends, Carrier, Moreno. There is a lot of talent that we have that's legit. It's not BS talent. These guys can ball offensively. And that's just to name the main characters. There are still other characters out there. As much as Snead bothers the heck out of me, he can't catch anything hot. Carr don't throw him anything hot. I've seen him drop 3 hot slants, and I'm like, don't throw him nothing hot. But we got talent. That's all I'm saying. We got talent, and that talent is enough to get us to the next level if we have the proper line and if Carr can continue to play like he played. Was Chucky kind of messing him up there, right? Was he not really being given the reins to make those changes on the line of scrimmage and do what needs to be done to win games and open it up? I don't know. I mean, he made some pretty good audibles. We all could tell they were audibles, and they worked out. So, I mean, this Chucky thing might be one of the best things that happened to us. And I mean, it absolutely may work out to be the best thing in the long run. But I was very pleased with that, right? I think it was the most points, maybe even most yards all season. And again, we're talking a real deal defense. This isn't no BS defense. You're talking about the third ranked best passing defense in the league. So we Gucci there. I think we all set. Defensively, I was ecstatic, man. My dog Bad Max. Are you kidding me? 3 sacks. And then my number one main man, Hobbs. I keep telling everybody that kid is our next Hall of Famer. Him and Mad Max, man. Again, we got talent on defense too now, where I think we have a problem with holding on to that. I don't know how we're going to hold on to a lot of the defensive talent that we have when things start to come together and people start making plays. Everybody's trusted, they've gelled, we have the pieces. Clearly our defense is nowhere close to what we're used to. I mean, we're used to just dismal, always getting hawked from behind, never being able to keep a lead, everything falling apart. And I think our defense is the exact opposite right now. I couldn't be more proud of watching those guys. But I know a couple of guys had some bad days, some bad had a bad day. A couple of our corners did for sure. But we have bright spots, man. Abrams still doing his thing. He's not he's another big surprise for me, to be honest. The hot headedness, the craziness, it's not there anymore. It seems like somebody's gotten to him, man, and he's holding up. So yeah, I was very pleased. I don't know what else we can say about it. I think everything went well as far as that's concerned, and we are ready for next week. This week, actually, this week, right? Not next week. This week. I will be doing a show. I don't want to, keep this for too long. Like I said, I don't like to go too far, and I did have a lot more that I would have probably discussed, but I want to try to keep it at least to 30 minutes. I think that's right, the magic number, if you will, something along those lines. As well as right, I want to also be able to start interacting with other people, but of course, in order to do that, I need subscribers. I need people to hit that like button, smack that like button, all those good things in order to start heading in that direction, which we absolutely will be heading in that direction. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all. We actually had our our highest number of viewers today, which I saw was 6. I have no idea who those 6 people were, but that was pretty awesome. Um, and I appreciate you guys for showing up. And yeah, absolutely. I will be having the show on Friday for sure. I'm going to talk more fantasy. I'm going to talk about these birds we about to eat Sunday, and we'll figure out where we go from there. It's gonna be a good game, I think. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to talk about from that as well. I think the stadium will get back to where it's supposed to be. Who knows what the talent and so forth will be for that. I didn't bring up Ludacris as well as Chris Angel as far as the Bears game was concerned. I got footage of that too. I swear, stay tuned. I got footage on a lot of stuff, man. I got a lot of footage that I'm just putting in the bank, just putting in the bank, and hopefully we'll have plenty for people to check out and be entertained. That's what it's about. So thank you guys for showing up. This is T Crump, and I'm out. Raider Nation, peace.